A young man, restless and uncertain, sought the wisdom of a village elder. He yearned for a life of purpose, a path to fulfillment.
Wise elder, show me the way to self-improvement, to a life well lived.
The elder listened patiently, his eyes twinkling with ancient wisdom.
The journey starts not outward but within.
The elder presented the young man with a simple yet profound task.
For 1 week, observe yourself. Note your actions, your thoughts, your emotions.
The young man, eager for direction, readily accepted the challenge. He bowed in gratitude, a flicker of hope ignited within him. The first day was a whirlwind of habitual actions and fleeting thoughts, a blur of routine and noise that left little room for deeper reflection. But as days turned into nights, a new awareness began to dawn, like the morning light breaking through the trees, casting long shadows and illuminating hidden corners of his mind. He noticed his impatience in traffic, his tendency to interrupt conversations, and his frustration bubbling up in the most mundane situations. His quickness to anger over trivial matters became glaringly obvious, a stark contrast to the calm he wished to embody. He saw how his words often contradicted his intentions, how he would say one thing but mean another, creating confusion and conflict. He realized how fear held him back from pursuing his dreams, standing at a crossroads, hesitating to take the first step. Each observation was a brushstroke on the canvas of his self-portrait, each insight adding depth and complexity to the picture of who he truly was. It wasn't always a flattering image, but it was the truth, unvarnished and undeniable, a reflection of his inner self. He realized that true change required confronting these uncomfortable truths, walking through the dense forest of his thoughts, standing on the hilltop of self-awareness. A week later, he returned to the elder, a mixture of apprehension and anticipation in his heart, ready to share his journey and the revelations it had brought. Now, the elder proclaimed, observe others closely and with an open heart. Pay attention to their behaviors, their words, their interactions, and the subtle nuances in their expressions. The young man, armed with his newfound self-awareness and curiosity, embarked on this new phase of his journey. He noticed the arrogance of a wealthy merchant who seemed to look down on others with disdain, the envy in the eyes of a struggling artist who longed for recognition and success, and the impatience of a harried mother overwhelmed by the demands of her children and daily life. As he observed these people, a profound realization washed over him like a wave. The traits that irritated him most in others were the very flaws he had discovered within himself, hidden deep in his own heart. The merchant's arrogance mirrored his own insecurities and need for validation. The artist's envy reflected his own fear of failure and inadequacy. The mother's impatience echoed his own struggles with frustration and the pressures of life. He returned to the elder, humbled and enlightened, carrying the weight of newfound wisdom.
I see it now. The flaws I see in others are reflections of myself. Every judgment I cast is a mirror showing me my own imperfections.
The elder smiled, his eyes filled with knowing, as if he had been waiting for this moment of clarity.
Indeed, self-awareness is the key to self-mastery. It is the foundation upon which all personal growth is built.
He explained that by understanding our own flaws, we can begin to address them. This understanding is the first step towards true transformation. By extending compassion to others, we cultivate it within ourselves. Compassion becomes a bridge that connects us to the world. The path to personal growth, he realized, was not about judging others, but about understanding himself. It was a journey inward, towards self-discovery and acceptance. He bowed deeply to the elder, gratitude overflowing. His heart was filled with a sense of purpose and direction. He had embarked on a journey of self-discovery, a journey that promised not only personal fulfillment, but also the power to inspire positive change in the world around him. This was just the beginning of a lifelong quest for self-mastery.